Happy Death Day. This movie was released in 2017, so let's start the explanation. At the starting of the story, we see a girl who is named Tree, and she wakes up in Carter's room. Tree was a college student, and last night she was in a party for too long. As she was drunk, she went into Carter's room with him. Tree was having a headache, so she asked Carter for some medicine. At the time, her father called her, but she ignored the call. Then we get to know that today was Tree's birthday, and it was the 18th of September. After taking medicine, Tree left from Carter's room to her hostel. While going to her hostel, she saw different kinds of people doing different kinds of things. Amongst them, Tree saw a guy named Tim, who has dated Tree once, but Tree ignored him. At last, Tree reached her hostel room. Lori gave her a cupcake and wished her a happy birthday. And we saw that Tree had no interest in celebrating her birthday, and she throws away the cupcake that Lori gave her. After that day, we see Tree in the hospital. Tree went there to meet a married professor named Gregory. Lori and Gregory's wife always suspected that Tree and Gregory had an affair. That night, Tree was going to attend a party and saw a guy in a mask who was wearing Tree's college jacket, and we saw that masked guy was following Tree. And while crossing a tunnel, the masked guy attacked Tree and finally stabbed her with a knife. Tree died and discovered herself on Carter's bed, and strangely, the things happening in Tree's life had already happened in her past life. Like, she was in Carter's room, and Carter said the exact same thing that he told her earlier. And Tree saw the same people doing the same different things like they did earlier. Not just that, the day was Monday, and the date was also the 18th of September. It was like this day was a reset to Tree's life, like a video game. Tree started to think that she came into the same day as yesterday. Then we figured out that Tree's mom's birthday was on the same day. After her mom died, she stopped celebrating her birthday. Tonight, Tree had to attend a party, and to save her life from the killer, she went through another road and reached the party. After she reached the party, she gets to know that it was her surprise party, and everyone was having fun there. In that party, we saw that masked killer who came to the party and killed one of Tree's friends and attacked Tree. Tree tried her best to escape from the killer, but the killer killed her again successfully. And at the time, we saw Tree waking up from Carter's bed, and the day was reset again. And then we saw Tree so much worried in Carter's room, and she escaped from there like crazy and came back to her hostel room. Tree sealed her room so that the killer can't come in. But unluckily, the killer was inside her room and killed her again. Exactly then, she wakes up from Carter's room again. The day was reset again. Every time the day reset, no one could remember anything except for Tree. Tree started to get frustrated for living in the same, but Carter couldn't believe her. Yet Tree tries to make Carter believe her. If all of this is true, then Tree has a lot of lives. So she can list the name of all the suspects to find out who is killing her every time. And if she lives somehow, then she could get out of this time loop. Tree liked this idea. In the pre-scene of the cinema, we saw Tree following every suspect. Doing these, she died many times. But every time she dies, the day resets. In this period, Tree gets to know some facts, like Tim was gay, and Daniel was not her killer, and many more facts like these. One day, Tree went unconscious in Carter's room, and Carter took her to the hospital, where Gregory was looking after Tree. He said that after scanning Tree's body, the scanned images says Tree has so many deep cuts inside her body. Not just this, Gregory also said if a normal person had this much of cuts inside their body, they couldn't live. Listening to this, Tree understood that every time she dies, her body is getting wounded from the inside. For this, she's getting weak day by day. If Tree can't find her killer anytime soon, then if she dies one more time, she can't get up or live anymore. Thinking to these, she ran away from the hospital, but the killer still manages to follow her. Somehow stealing Gregory's car, she was able to escape this time from the killer. After that, the killer started to follow her with another car, and finally he killed her inside of a police car with fire. But Tree wakes up again, but this time she was too weak, and she told everything to Carter. She tried to make him understand everything, because Carter must have forgotten everything that happened. While talking to Carter in a restaurant, Tree saw the news about a killer named Toombs. Toombs killed 6 girls and was admitted into College Campus Hospital, and Tree thinks he is the actual killer of her. Then she left for the hospital where Toombs was in police custody. But before Tree reached there, Toombs had already killed the police, and he was free then. The masked man was Toombs, and he attacked Tree again and tried to kill her. But Carter went there to save Tree, and then Toombs kills Carter. Then Tree hit Toombs with a crowbar and made him unconscious. Then she thought if she kills him, then she won't die and the day won't get reset, so Carter won't die. Tree fell in love with Carter, and she wanted Carter to live. So she decided to suicide by hanging herself, so that the day would reset and Carter will live. After Tree's death, the day was reset and she woke up from Carter's bedroom. Tree was so happy that finally she found out who was the killer, and she got back the love of her life. That day, Tree behaved so well with everyone and dismissed the affair with Gregory, so that she could start over a new life. Tree also met her dad, whom she never saw since her mom died. Tree apologized to her father, and that night, with full preparation, Tree went to Toombs. And finally, she killed Toombs. At the end, she ate the cupcake with Carter that her roommate Lori made. And she started thinking that the next day will be Tuesday, and the date will be the 19th of September. But surprisingly, things doesn't go as planned. Yes, you guys got it right. Tree's day gets reset again. She got frustrated again and went to her hostel. There, Lori gave a cupcake to her, and seeing the cupcake, Lori understand that the last night she died while sleeping, because the cupcake was poisoned. And none other than Lori wanted to kill Tree. Every time Tree didn't eat the cupcake, so Lori, wearing the kid mask, started killing her every time. Toombs was a patient. Since Lori worked in the same hospital, she gave drugs to Toombs so that he tried to kill Tree. Last time, Tree kills Toombs and ate the poison cake made by Lori. As a result, she died while sleeping. Lori said she likes Professor Gregory, but Gregory likes Tree. For this tiny matter, Lori tried to kill Tree. Then they started fighting with each other. Somehow, Tree managed to make her eat the poison cupcake that Lori made. And finally, Tree throws her away from the window, and Lori dies. Then the police came and announced that Lori and Tree was some sort of psycho killer. Tree said everything to Carter. And in the last scene of the movie, we saw Tree waking up from Carter's bed. When Tree woke up, she saw that today was Tuesday and the 19th of September. She understood that finally she has escaped from the time loop, and Tree and Carter were together. Then Tree and Carter kissed each other, and the movie ends here. To get more exciting movie explanations like these, click on the video on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video. And lastly, stay safe, stay well. Thank you.